I was giggling at one point just so uncontrollably. I was almost crying because I was just enjoying myself. I was so tickled. Unbelievable.
Were you being tickled?
Yes, by this
Unrelated.
by this by this game, and also by Erica, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Harper, is your recording good, or did you dropped off for a second? But
Yeah, I was just trying to open a new window and close Discord instead because I still can't get my app to work for whatever reason. So, perfect.
okay.
But recording's
I see.
good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
Separate thing.
We were concerned that you were offended by Coulson's happiness and just left.
I didn't want to hear any more about his tickle fights.
I didn't want to. I wasn't sure if you were allergic to jazz hands or something.
Today, I'll let it slide.
Yay!
Yeah, so just prepare to...
It'll be great.
It'll be perfect.
Y'all motherfuckers don't watch us play throughout the year, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna be real with you, and I don't care if I get fined.
That train is off the track.
I feel like you can't just like jump through Neptune and be okay.
Just prepare to...
What the show needs is more dogs and bears and chickens and stuff.
Yeah, so just prepare to be awash in unbeatable goodness.
Welcome, Pacers fans. You are listening to the Undebeatables, your semi-weekly Pacers podcast. Today is Sunday, May 11th, 2025. It's Mother's Day.
Happy
This
Mother's
is episode
Day!
764. Coming to you from Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm your host, Joey Gaffrida, the man behind the dials. This show, we're going to discuss Game 4 of the Eastern Conference semifinals between your Indiana Pacers and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Joining me this show are two of our three analysts, coast to coast, like buttered toast. First, from Asheville, North Carolina, he's our in-house bartender, mixing up the drinks in the crappy jingles. It's the coffin nailer, John Coulson.
What is up, Pacer Nation? What is up, Undebeatables? Happy Mother's Day. Happy Pacers Day. Happy Pacers. I haven't quite figured it. I'll work on it. I'll workshop it, and I'll be ready for the pod.
Yeah. Perfect. It's a good time to start. From Tacoma, Washington, out west, it's our enforcer, John Harper.
What's going on, fellas? Shout out to live sports. I almost never watch stuff live. I watched this live. Now I hate Will Ferrell.
Oh, God, yeah. Really unfortunate commercials that go on forever.
So many commercials.
And so much of him singing.
I don't want to hate Will Ferrell. I like Will Ferrell.
Yeah. Well, before we get into the show, I do want to remind listeners they can support us, the longest running Pacers podcast, by heading over to patreon.com/undebeatables. And you can support our show for as little as $1 per month. And you're not going to hear another mention of that today, because I don't want you hating me. I want them to say, I like that guy. And, he only bugs me for like 10 seconds every show.
Yeah, and we also have singing. Maybe we need to rethink our marketing campaign.
Yeah. Well, I actually spent a good chunk of the game listening to it on the radio. Of course, I know you had asked about that. I did have it on at home, but I was kind of running around the house and just did some of that last show. I listened to it on the radio and kind of combo and watched it on the TV. And I tell you what, I really enjoyed the radio broadcast. I did my part. I listened to some of it on the radio, and guess what? Pacers win.
Okay.
Good work.
So is this
Not
the new
saying
thing?
I had-
You have to listen to part of it on the radio?
MVP.
Well-
MVP.
So, here's what happened tonight. Pacers win 129-109. It was not that close.
Not as close as it sounds.
It's not as close as it sounds. Pacers were up 44 points at one point, 41 at the half. and really just absolutely dominated essentially every category of this game. Again, it was like balanced scoring from the team, but they just blew the doors off the Cavs in the first half. And Donovan Mitchell doesn't come back with an ankle injury, doesn't come back from halftime, and even Pacers said that game was, essentially it was over then, and with him not coming back, they were done. So Pacers go up 3-1. We can talk about all sorts of stuff in this game, but listening to it on the radio has helped the team, for me, for my part. And I'm hearing all sorts of things from people now about what they're doing to help the team. There's the superstitions are getting real specific now. From my in-laws, there is a combination. They were flip-flopping who was showering before the game and who wasn't showering, whether or not you'd get a meal before the game or not.
Or watch hungry.
I mean, you got to make sacrifices. Charlie, friend of the show, Charlie, is not supposed to watch the games. And he did his part, at least I think.
Yeah, well, he watched Friday's game, and that was a disaster. So he didn't.
Right?
Yeah, he didn't watch tonight.
So, and Colson, you're going to wear your balsamic shirt for the rest of the playoffs. Is that right?
It's never going to get washed again, I don't think.
Well, I made a mistake. I did not wear a Pacers shirt at all. Either did Erica on the Friday game, and we will not make that mistake again.
Bro.
I know. Amateur hour over here.
So selfish.
Harper, what about you? Do you have any pregame rituals?
Watch the game live.
Okay. All right. Well, this was an easy one to solve unless it's
to watch.
Appears so. It was a good run.
We appreciate your sacrifice, sir.
So this game, last game, Colson, I came to you and said turnovers and rebounds. And this game, I come to you again, hat in hand, saying, what happened to the turnovers and the rebounds?
So for the first, 8 to 10 possessions, I was screaming and cursing at the TV, being like, get the rebound, except with more colorful language, because I was so traumatized by the previous game where we could not get a single rebound. This game we were, and I stopped cussing at the TV because we were getting the rebounds. It was pretty amazing. Energy and effort, boxing out, doing the little things. We were the aggressor. We took it to them physically. We were getting our hands on the 50-50 balls. That's the difference with the rebounding and turnovers. We turned them the hell over.
Yep, 22 turnovers for them. We end up by the end of the game, we had lost the rebounding battle. We're I think -4 on the night. But you look up and down at the box score and you say, well, Pascal had a super great game, which is factually accurate. Turner had a really excellent game, but nobody. I mean, it was just kind of up and down. Like nobody really had some standout game. Halliburton still really hasn't kind of had his signature game in this series yet, which should terrify you if you're a Cavs fan. He goes 1 of 5 in this game with 11 points, 5 boards, no steals, a couple turnovers, and we were up 40 for large stretches of the game.
He only saw the floor for 26 minutes because
you kind of have to gross up their numbers. Yeah.
Right.
You have to divide by 0.75 to get their normal scoring. Nembhard's the only starter who played 30 minutes. Just a truly dominant effort. Obviously, these guys were really concerned about what happened in Game 3 and did what really good teams do, which is go watch a ton of film, work really hard, and come out determined. We did what we've done in games that we've won and did a great job setting the tone in the first quarter. Put up 38 points in that frame, and you think, all right, that's a great start. The Cavs are going to come out and make a big run. That's going to be their big push. But instead, we held them to 16 points in the second quarter and score 42.
Yeah, and ended the half on a 19-2 run.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
So incredibly dominant. I guess the closest thing to controversy in this game was Benedict Mathurin gets tossed in the first quarter of this game for apparently a gut punch on DeAndre Hunter, who it was a dead ball play. And then DeAndre walks over and pushes Mathurin to the floor, which then caused Miles Turner to push DeAndre Hunter. What did you guys think of this flagrant 2?
First and foremost, Mathurin should never have put himself in the situation that he was able to get tossed. He was, I mean, to my mind, he was just trying to provoke Hunter to, you know,
to do what he did.
Stupid, which he did.
Yeah, it worked.
It did work.
And it worked, but and from every replay I saw, it looked like he pushed him or something.
Yeah,
he made contact
there was
with
no
him.
wind up.
It didn't
There was
look
no
that
swing.
bad.
It looks like he pushes him in the sternum with a closed fist, but it doesn't. It's
Yeah.
not like a punch.
No, and Hunter like kind of, you know, reacted like he had been hit very hard.
Right. Like, I
and
thought
then
he
went
got
over
ball
and-
tapped to begin with. That's what I.
That's
thought
what
it
I
was.
thought too, because I'm like,
hunched over pretty quickly, but I think that's also probably trying to, you know, get Mathurin in trouble, sort of overreacting that one.
Right. Yeah, I think he was trying to sell it a bit, and then he came over and does something, from what I could see, like much worse. He just a two-handed shove, which Mathurin was eating up, you know, selling the whole thing.
yeah,
you know.
he did his part selling that. No question
He
about
did
it.
it, and then the flagrant 2. I mean, the flagrant 2 is, I don't know. This was on the soft side, I guess.
Yeah.
Of
I mean, that looked like the kind of flagrant 2 you give Draymond. Like it's a reputation 2 or something, right? Like I was like, there's just not that. Like there was no angle that they showed me that I was like, that's something that you just got to get out of professional basketball. Like it's like there's like no part of that I was like, vicious.
Well, yeah, right? No, I mean I'm with you. I mean closed fist touching of other people is, you know, don't do it. It's not worth it. But it was silly. I mean, it deserved maybe a tech just to calm things down. But, like, I don't understand how... I guess they just said Mathurin started it, so Hunter doesn't, you know, get tossed as well, even though I thought his retaliation was much more severe. And then, why did we tee up... I mean, I know that Turner ran over and pushed him, but it was more to, like, kind of break them up, I thought. It didn't seem like...
I think you got to tee up Turner there.
Okay, all right.
I'm fine with Turner doing what he did.
Yeah.
But, you know, he could have pushed him softer, and he didn't. And I'm perfectly fine with that.
Fair enough.
He could have laid him out on the scorer's table for all I care.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Are they going to suspend Mathurin? Because they go and look at this play. It was I didn't hear whether it was actually called a flagrant on the floor or not. I don't believe it was.
Flagrant 2.
No, that's
not
what
on
it
the
ended
floor.
up being calling, right? On the.
Oh, not initially. Oh, that was on the.
They called the foul on DeAndre Hunter pushing Mathurin. They didn't call the first play at all.
Yep. So I think that they go and look at that with Secaucus, and at that point they establish that it's a flagrant 2. So based upon that analysis, should we assume that he's going to get suspended for that? Because what they're telling me is that it was a punch.
Yeah.
And if that's true, it's an automatic suspension, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't punch people. I don't know if that's automatic, especially since there was no wind up. Like I thought there was wind up as involved with the punch suspension.
You can punch somebody in the NBA and not get suspended?
Well, like I said, with wind up you can't.
Well, but I mean, what's the argument for giving him a flagrant 2 if not that?
There's no argument. That's why it's silly. It doesn't make any sense.
But they've already talked to the league, and the league said that's a flagrant 2.
Yeah.
And that could only mean that it was a punch to me.
Okay.
And at that point, is he not automatically suspended?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. It's my assumption that they're going to kick him a game or apologize. I don't know which way they're going, but they got to go one way or the other.
So I disagree with the call, but
yeah, it was wrong.
This Yeah, it's wrong, but this was 100% avoidable. And
Also agreed.
yeah.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
That's
Sure.
That's right.
Just see this on the old NBA Reddit. The Pacers have tied the NBA record for largest halftime lead in playoff history.
Ball was zipping around. It was a beautiful game to watch. My goodness.
Yeah, it was. And, Colson, you were, worried about how this team would handle the zone. Guys got their shooting stroke back, did a great job of getting to spots, making shots, spread it around. Ton of sweet dimes and baseline cuts. Really, really coached this team up well. And it showed on the court tonight. Really, and just an incredibly good half. And as good as that offense was, it's all about D with this team, right? On paper, only end up with 11 fast break points, but we got 58 in the paint, right? We were getting down there in the paint and getting the job done. We were downhill all night. And those 39 points in the first half, I mean, when you're scoring 80, there's just, I was texting with my buddies. I was like, as long as we hold this team to 80 in the second half, we should be good.
That's right. Yeah, no, I mean, we were taking advantage of the mismatches when they're switching. We were patient enough to wait for the big guy to get his position on the smaller defender, and they were getting a lot of little chippies and layups, and Turner and Pascal. I thought one of the ways that we attacked the zone was one of the ways that you should, which is get the ball to Pascal at the free throw line. That's the soft spot of the zone, and he loves doing that. And it was pretty clear it just loves hitting that jumper from there or going by you. And it was clear right away that was what we were going to do, and that he was going to have a big night. And then he got in foul trouble, and it didn't seem to matter. We didn't need him. I mean, he still had a great night, but it was like everything was clicking for us.
Yeah, they really wanted to play their bigs out on the perimeter against us and take away the three ball, but we just posted up and just abused them down low. Mm-hmm. Again, great coaching. Now, barring that game 3, nothing that they have thrown at us has seemed to phase us at all. Just an incredibly good coaching job from this staff. One of the big things that was for sure circled was offensive rebounding after giving up 19 in that game 3 loss. We hold them to 10, mostly in the second half in this one. Just a bunch of guys bringing their lunch pail to work. Really good stuff.
Halliburton had 5 rebounds total, but I think 3 of them were in the first quarter when we were really setting the tone for the game. Yeah,
when we weren't up exactly. 40.
Yeah.
Miles
speaking of that, 7.
Did you see Ben Shepherd there at the end in the fourth quarter, just getting layups after layups? Hitting big 3. God, he just was in his bag. I was like, I didn't know you had this in you, buddy.
Well, I mean, so when Mathurin went out, Shepard basically took the rest of those minutes that Mathurin would have had, and he was great.
Yeah,
he
played great D. The guys were really on a string defensively.
Opie Toppin had a fantastic game. He was 20 points, 1 of 3. 1 of 4 from the 3-point line, but he had a fantastic.
Did you see
game.
his
and I think
underneath the basket, like one-handed
sweet reverse?
Here's the stat that I expected to see that did not expect to see was Johnny Furphy had 4 fouls.
Boy, he got that done quick.
That's what I'm saying. I guess he was on the floor for 10 minutes, but
did he end up scoring? Because they kept passing him the ball when he first got on the floor. It was like they were like the whole team was begging for him to score, and then it wasn't happening. So eventually they went away from him. But I was
got some good looks.
Yeah,
couldn't get it down.
One rebound, 1 assist, and 4 fouls. But James Johnson did get a bucket.
Yeah, James Johnson was playing point guard at the end. He was bringing the ball up the floor. So, for like the last 3 or 4 minutes of the game, it was great.
2 points, 2 assists. He had a nice steal, too. And 2 blocks in 7.5 minutes.
Yeah, that was, I mean, in that second quarter, we just couldn't miss. We were just bombing. Everybody was bombing from 27 feet. It was just gorgeous. So much fun.
Well, and McConnell had such a rough game 3. It was nice, and you knew he was gonna, at least get real down on himself and be hard on himself. He didn't know he was gonna bounce back, but man, he did. He just was perfectly in his bag. Talk about breaking out that zone by getting under the basket and getting into the middle of it, and finding the open shooters. He was great. He got a steal like he always does. He was great.
8 assists, 1 of 2 from 3. And I know he was getting the crowd extra hyped, which is something he's good at.
10th team in playoff history to score 80 points in the first half of a playoff game. Second this week. After OKC posted 87 against Denver.
Yeah, 149 was their total now. My God.
I don't think they felt very good about dropping game 1.
Well, it turns out you can only win 1 game per game, so it doesn't really matter.
Interesting. Tell me more.
Yeah. That's just what ChatGPT tells me.
It's just the way God made it.
Yes. So we're sitting at 3-1.
Yeah, we are.
And commanding lead. We've got this is ours to lose now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we had talked about, we were looking for statistics for when the lower seeded team had won the first 2 games. And I was listening to, they're No Dunks now. They had said that it's happened 35 times in NBA history, and the team that had won the first 2 games has won 30 of those 35.
Correct. So what's interesting is the team that wins the first 2 games statistically has a 92.6% or whatever percent chance to win. But if they're the road team, it falls to about 85%.
Huh. Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
And now we've split 2 more games and our odds rise to about 95%. So those 2 games netted us 2.5 percentage points. It's a lot of work for 2.5 percentage points. But we will take it.
But so we've got to get there, barring a terrible collapse. But we have no idea how injured Donovan Mitchell is. And there was really no pressure to bring him back into a 41 point bloodbath.
Oh yeah, if you're banged up, there's no reason. I mean, I know that
even if you're not.
Yeah.
It was time to shut it down, and he led the way.
He's like, Coach, my ankle hurts.
Pacers take the next game, or play the next game Tuesday night in Cleveland, and can close it out there, or back home.
Let's do that
game.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I mean,
I don't want to give this team life. They are so good. I mean,
they are. I mean, that's we saw.
They won 64 games this year. They walloped us in game 3. They just looked like they were playing a different game than we were. I'm glad that you're right, Harper, that we got coached up and we came out with more force, with more precision, and I had hoped that we would just not embarrass ourselves,
I think we managed that.
Instead, we did the opposite of that. We were playing damn near perfect basketball. We embarrassed ourselves, yeah. Damn near perfect basketball. It was just beautiful to watch.
Real impressive.
Yep.
So game 5 Tuesday night in Cleveland, and game 6, if necessary, Thursday back in Indianapolis. And Pacers look good. I guess it's a fine enough time to look to the other side of the bracket. And right now, as of recording, Boston is down 2-1 against New York. They did pick up a win there.
Yeah, they shellacked New York in New York.
Yeah, so that seems to be a common thing going around these days. But out west, OKC Denver now tied 2-2. And Minnesota is up 2-1 over Golden State. And Steph Curry is out probably until game 6 or so with his hammy.
If necessary.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yes. Yeah. So that's where we are. We're down to, down to the conference semis, and those are the people left that can win the title. And the Pacers are in a good spot.
Yeah, we are. I mean, you can't ask for a better game. You can't ask for a better spot. I mean, the lower seed being up 3-1, it's insane. I went on a little rabbit hole. I was trying to remember the last time the Pacers were up 2-0 as the road team. And the answer I came up with was the 94 Orlando Magic series in that first round, in which we swept the Magic, and that was the beginning of our run to the Eastern Conference Finals, and basically all the Magic that has come after that. So let's keep the Magic going, I guess. I don't know where to go with that. It's very exciting. That's all I'm saying.
So we beat the Magic, and then we continued the Magic?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So much Magic.
There was a Magic train somewhere.
But no Magic Johnson.
I think it takes you to Hogwarts. I'm not sure.
So should we feel as an organization very cavalier right now?
No. We should be unembarrassed, whatever that is.
How are you feeling about game 5 on Tuesday? Do you think that Cleveland's going to have a good response and force game 6, or they're going to pack it in, and let us begin the conference finals?
I'm not going to say what I think because I don't want to jinx my team.
Oh no, we're definitely. I'm respecting all of the superstitions these days.
I'm saying
care.
I'm terrified of this team, and
these Pacers are scary, man.
You have to cut off the zombie's head until it's dead or something. My metaphors are pretty rough right now. You stab something with the you shoot it with a silver bullet. I don't know. I really want to kill them in game 5. I mean, metaphorically, in a way that they won't come back.
This is turned extremely violent.
Yeah.
So much stabbing and
the
shooting.
Grizzlies are out of this, man.
Let's just end this so that I don't have to like suffer through a game 6.
I also just don't want this podcast episode to be used as evidence in trial.
I mean, I think we should do it for Donovan Mitchell. He's played too much. He's clearly tired. He's ready for a break.
This was one of the most joyous evenings I've had in a really long time. My endorphins were going crazy. I was cackling at the screen. There was lots of hugging and screaming and arms up at the air. It was a beautiful night. It's a great night to be a fan. For all of the games that we suffer through and all the losses that we have, it's nice to remember what this can do when it goes well.
All right. Well, we will be back with you hopefully after the next game on Tuesday evening. Until then, you can hit us up on social media. We are on Twitter at Undebeatables, Facebook.com/TheUndebeatables. TheUndebeatables.com is our website, and there's also a contact form there. Shout out at TheUndebeatables.com is our email address, and you can hit us up at the website, the website/store for merch. They got taken over by a vampire, and then there was a silver bullet somewhere. I don't know. Silver bullets are
werewolves.
Is that for vampires? Werewolves?
Yeah, stakes through the heart are for vampires. I don't know.
I think vampires also can't deal with silver.
Okay.
And garlic for some reason.
Right.
Yeah, and garlic.
How do werewolves do with garlic? I don't know.
Depends on what they're cooking.
For the architect, Dottie Walsh, and our once and always Hall of Fame coach, Bobby Sicklinder. Turn out the lights. The party's over.
My son fell asleep tonight with. So when Jason, I think it was just Jason and I went to the Houston game years ago, and we got I try to buy a stuffed animal or stuffy at each away arena of the mascot, and I got what's his name? Clutch the bear, but he's like this round. He's just like a ball basically, but it's a little stuffy, and I don't know why, but my boy had rolled him up under his shirt and then fallen asleep. So we walked in. I don't know. He's really latched on to Clutch recently, and I was trying to explain to him, it's like they're out, they're done, they're out of the playoffs. But
so does that mean he has to sleep like that every Pacer game? Now?
Sure, I don't care. Whatever. I have no judgments on whatever dumb thing needs to happen.
Whatever it
to
takes.
Recreate it. Whatever. Sticking a stuffy up your shirt, that's not embarrassing, whatever it is.
Well, like I said, I've got honey balsamic on me, and I'm just like, why am I sticky? That's just.
So my question about that is, do you need to wash it and then spill it on you again next time, or should you just not wash it?
Boy, these are excellent
just
questions.
maybe just a bath of honey.
Maybe I don't wash it and then throw more balsamic honey on me later.
What if you do laundry during the next game?
Okay.
Maybe you're doing the opposite of it. I don't know.
So I just watch it with no clothes on? Yeah.
Do you have others? You have more than one shirt, right?
Yeah, but that's less interesting.
All right.
I mean,
As long as Erica's wearing a Pacer shirt, I think it's okay.
I think it's
one of
okay.
you has to. Yeah,
Whatever the opposite of embarrassing is.
that's right.
Yeah. No, whatever it takes, man.
Whatever it takes.
Go Pacers!
Yeah. Hell yeah.